Welcome to the very last meeting of the year for Mystic Temple. So today is day one of the Sacred Rhythm Fast, and I hope you all have your teas ready, okay? And I hope nobody is hungry yet. We're gonna make sure we stick through this thing. So remember that I'm so happy to see all you wonderful faces, the ones that I can see, and the wonderful names that I can see. So hopefully you have all of your things ready and you are ready to go for the sacred rhythm fast. And remember, this fast is all about feeling whole and also rebuilding our soul, rebuilding our spirit, rebuilding our vessel, resetting everything. It's not necessarily about restriction, although we are restricting, but we are restricting in order to receive. Okay? Because when we are focused on all the things that are going on, we're not able to focus within. And when our bodies are also focused on all the things we're putting in it, it's not able to do its job, definitely from a spiritual standpoint and a clarity standpoint. So one of the biggest things that you guys know I'm all about is clarity, because I'm a truth seeker and a truth giver, and it's all about truth for me. So again, so happy to see you guys. And so this is the Channel Wisdom Circle. What we do in the Channel Wisdom Circle is I channel the cosmic collective consciousness. I don't know what they're going to say before they start speaking, but they just start talking through me, and letting you guys, whatever comes out is what you need to hear today. Whatever, and sometimes I speak to individual people. For those of you who are attending this for the first time, then just know that whatever is said is something that you need to hear, and then also sometimes things will be spoken directly to you. And again, I'm just channeling the cosmic collective consciousness. I don't know what they're going to say. And again, I'll speak to those people who may be new. The cosmic collective consciousness, I call it the cosmic collective consciousness. That's what they told me to call them. But it's a mixture of streams of consciousness that come through. That's why it's a collective consciousness that come through me. They're the ones that are writing the book of Rashida. They're the ones that speak through me most of the time when I am talking, when I'm teaching and preaching, kind of thing, and definitely in the divinity sessions. That's all the cosmic collective consciousness mixed with me, of course, and yeah, and they're very powerful. Of course, they are here. They came here in order to help uplift humanity, uplift the world into the next phase that we're heading into. And so in the last divinity session, I talked a lot about where we're headed and the prophecy that I received back in 2023. And there's just so much going on in the world right now, and it'll continue going on. So they're already coming through right now, so I'm just going to let it rip. So one of the things that's coming through right now is the need to recognize your own abundance in your life, and the need to focus on abundance in your life. And by abundance, I'm not talking about money. So sometimes when I talk about prosperity, abundance, money's included, but right now they're not talking about money. They're talking about literal abundance. Abundance and prosperity that can include money, but definitely not specifically about money. So what I'm receiving is that a lot of times we are going through whatever we're going through in life, and we are focused on what we don't have. Every time you think of your life, and even when you think of this past year, because we're at the end of 2025 now, and you may think about the past year and start thinking of things that you didn't do, things that didn't go right, goals that you didn't reach. And then hopefully you're also seeing the things that you did do. But sometimes we see those things and we don't recognize all the beautiful abundance that is available in our life. And so during this fast, especially right now, you have a chance to reset. And we're at the Winter Equinox. So Winter Equinox is really about releasing everything, all the junk that you've been building up, and pausing, and then making way and opening up a new way for a new becoming in the new year. And so as you are becoming whatever you are personally becoming on your personal journey right now, it's important that you stop and recognize the abundance that is around you and that is within you. Because our perception dictates our entire experience. Know that your perception dictates your human experience. If you are not experiencing abundance right now, it's because you're not allowing it to be experienced. It doesn't mean it's not there. Again, I'm not talking about money. If you are not currently experiencing abundance and prosperity in your life, then you are not allowing it. So I always talk about our ability to manifest, our ability to create our reality, our ability to do all of these things, and that is very, very true. And the book of Rashida also talks about that. And why does it talk about that? Why does it think to mention things like that? Because that is the core understanding that you need to understand in order to really take control over your life and really take control over your human experience, because we're here to experience the human experience as well as a spiritual experience. But if we are not allowing ourselves to experience the full breadth of our human experience, then we're missing out. And life does not have to be hard. The book of Rashida also talks about suffering. Life does not have to be hard. That doesn't mean that things won't happen that we don't like. But what it means is how we perceive and how we react to our situations dictates everything. Two people can be going through some crazy thing, not amazing. Two people can be going through the same crazy situation and be experiencing that differently. Because the truth is not the what, the truth is the how we see it. So we both can be going through something horrible, but if I see it in a lens of light versus darkness, and I am able to see beyond my ego, I'm able to see beyond what hurts, but able to see the bigger picture and also have faith and trust in myself, then I'm going to go through that experience a lot easier than someone who is focused on the negative of that experience, focused on the rabbit hole of that experience, and focused on the chains and the ropes of that experience, because these things hold you down. So why this is coming through right now, there's several of you in the room that definitely need to hear that right now, because even though we know and we hear it all the time, right? Focus on the positive, don't focus on the negative. Have an abundance mindset versus a lack mindset. But it's different to practice that. It's much different to actually put that into practice. And you also need to understand that you hold all the value. Everything that you need, you already have. There's absolutely nothing that you need. You may think you need it. You may want something. You may think that if I only had this, then this. Trust me, I've been there. We've all been there. When you think, if only I had this, then life would be this. No, stop waiting. This is coming through very strongly. Stop waiting for life to be this, to be happy. Stop waiting for life to be XYZ before you're able to experience love, joy, peace, happiness, whatever it is that you're seeking. All of those things should be sought. When you wait, you're putting your life on hold. You're putting yourself on hold and your human experience on hold. It's really important that you take the reins of your life. We're at the end of the year. We're bringing in the new year. I want to make sure that you're becoming who you're becoming in 2026 and who you're becoming right now, because every moment of every day we're becoming something new, or at least we have the chance to. Whoever you're becoming needs to be that better version of yourself. And not that there's something wrong with you inherently. It's all your perception. It's all how you see the world. Everything is through the lens in which you see it, and that becomes your reality. There is no core truth of any situation. The only truth is the what. This is what happened. How you take it, whether it's good or bad, is all about your perception. So there's plenty of meditations in Mystic Temple and in the divinity sessions to help you work through those types of mental issues and mental reframings rather. But it's something that definitely needs to happen, and this is coming through right now, so it gives you the opportunity to allow that to happen. Because when we don't allow things, and I say allow because it's already there, like I said, you have everything you already need. Every single thing in life that you need to be happy, you have right now. Right now. If something happened that made you react in a certain way, understand that that didn't make you react. You decided to react, or your triggers reacted in that way. That doesn't mean, nothing can make you do anything. And this is part of, this is why I also, this is not why, because I didn't know they were going to say this, but I woke up this morning with that God form song in my head. And I played that in the beginning to remind, and that song is to remind you that stand in your God form. There is nothing above you. There is no one, nothing that can control you. And that's why I always teach in Mystic Temple. And the Book of Shida also clearly talks about there is nothing above you. There is no need to pray to anything outside of yourself. There is no need to worship anything or anyone. You are the be all, the end all of your experience and your human existence. Yes, there's other people around, and yes, there are a lot of things that you can play with. There's a lot of deities and things like that you can work with. But just like for those of you who were in my class the other day, or that was, yeah, 2 days ago, you can work with a deity. That's working alongside. That's not putting that deity above you. That means that this is an energy that exists that you can work with and alongside, not above you. So when you understand the core value that you hold, which is everything, your value is everything. There is not a single thing that you can get from outside of yourself that truly matters. So stand in your God form means standing in that reality and that knowledge that you are God. There is no difference between you and God. There is no difference. That energy flows through you. It's the same energy that flows through you that flows through everyone else. There is no one above you. And therefore, you have to take control over your own destiny, and you have to take control over your own life. And sometimes, yeah, it's easier to fall into, religion and be like, okay, let me do this and just put it all in someone else's hands and take all the blame off of me and everything else. And yeah, that's easier, but it's not productive. It's not productive at all. And so we have to remember that, especially as we're going through this fast right now. And today is day 1 where we are kind of purging. And I need you to think about what it is that you need to purge with regards to your lack of being able to see your abundance, lack of being able to wield your abundance in your life. And I want you guys to think about right now, what are the areas of abundance in your life? What are the things, even if it's not a whole area, maybe it's one thing that you can think of right now that is abundant, that's positive, that's abundant in your life. Home, okay. Because there's lots. My move is the best thing that happened to me. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So, hopped out of that boat when I got here. Good, good, good. So for those of you who are already on that path, who are working on like making sure that you are able to experience more abundance and happiness and joy in your life, because remember, suffering is a choice. If you even are on that path, let this message today be your confirmation and a guide to go deeper into that journey. Because when I say happiness is plentiful, happiness and joy and abundance is plentiful in your life, whether you choose to accept it or not, it is there. You just literally have to accept it and allow. And I use the word allow a lot because that's a key. I have an abundance of food. You know what? Yes, you do. And no, you shouldn't be eating it. You can eat it later, later tonight. So that was a good one. All right, but now you threw me off what I was saying. Hold on. Let me let the cosmic collective consciousness speak. Okay. So for those of you who are already feeling that abundance and already on that journey, go deeper into that. Because the deeper you go, the happier you become. Your human experience is amazing. And sometimes we're like, no, it's not, because people say, oh, the earth is ghetto, blah, blah, blah. And yes, it is in a way, the earth can be ghetto, but only if we see it as that, right? That's all perception too, because we can see all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and that's not true, right? That's true, that's factual. However, I choose to experience the joy. And the beautiful thing about us as human beings is we have the ability to tune out what we can tune out. If it's not here right in my face, I don't have to pay attention to it. I don't have to focus on it. If it's not here right now, And that's usually what I tell people when they're going through like anxiety and stuff like that. Look around the room. What's happening? Is there a lion coming after you? Is anything actually happening? Most of the time when we're stressing out, nothing is actually happening. It's perceptual, and it's outside of our even our immediate surroundings. It's not something that is immediately affecting us. But we still react to it. Our nervous system still responds to it as if it's us, as if it's happening to us physically right now. And this dampers our ability to be happy and dampers our ability to experience joy. And joy is a deep feeling of fulfillment and contentment from within. That's what joy is, and peace. So, what can you do today to take your control back over your peace? Think about that. Write it down, put it in the chat. Break my perfect circle. What do you mean by that, Ebony?
So I have had an issue for many, many years that everything has to be done in a circle. All errands have to be run in a circle. Anything that I do, it has to be done in a circle. And if I forget something or make a wrong turn or feel like I'm zigzagging all over town, in the past, I would just lose it. I would just go nuts and lose it and cry because now my routine has been messed up. I feel like I've messed up. That was my way of having control
Mm-hmm.
of my time due to other reasons. That was my way of having that control. And so recently I have started allowing myself to not focus on the circle, focus
Mm-hmm.
on getting things done in a good manner to lead me back home. But if something goes awry, it's not going to affect me negatively. All I have to do is turn around.
Yes.
It's not a big deal. And it used to be a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's okay. Just keep going.
Good, good. I love that. And so you've been on this journey and you're going deeper into the journey because guess what, guys? The journey never ends.
Yeah.
The journey never ends. Ebony is a light guardian. She's already gone on a whole lot of journey. I've gone on a whole lot of journey. You guys know my story, and many of you, all of you, really have gone on a whole journey, right? Guess what? The journey doesn't end. It gets better and better as long as you're making the right decisions, but the journey doesn't end, and we can always be better in our reactions and in our control over our lives and our inner being and everything. Yes, it gets better. Monique's been on a whole journey too. That's right. So, and I love seeing the journey that you guys go on. I love seeing the progression of it. But one thing that I want to say also with regards to the need for control, because Ebony just touched on something that's really important that really gets in the way of us enjoying our lives. The need for control. And I said this in, I feel like I was teaching a class the other day where I touched upon this. But when we are focused on the need for control, what's underneath the need for control is fear. And fear, as I've told you guys before, is rooted in a lack of self-trust. So at the end of the day, if feel like you need to control everything, what you're really saying is, I don't trust myself. I don't trust my path. I don't trust my journey. I don't trust any of it. So, and because I don't trust that, I'm afraid things are not going to work out. So I need to control, 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 control. So I'm going to use the example of what I use sometimes is being in a boat with some oars, right? The boat can be in flow. It's on the water, it's moving, right? But we're not just going to be in a boat without any oars to help steer. Okay, so being in flow is being in that boat without oars. Being in the proper state of flow, in my opinion, is being in that boat with some oars. Okay, so you can flow, you can move around obstacles. If the waters get rough, you can maneuver, you can adapt. That's what humans do. We adapt. We have adaptability. So like what you were saying, Ebony, okay, something you're in that perfect circle, that's the perfect circle of control, and it needs to go in this order, and when that doesn't happen, then you feel like, oh no, or you used to feel like, oh no, right? So that is an example of a lack of adaptation. It's like, no, things have to be, it's a very stringent worldview and life perspective that things are expected and they have to go X, Y, Z. And unfortunately, guys, that's not how life is. It'd be great if it was, but that's not that's not how the game was built. Okay? If If things shift and they don't go exactly as expected, just shift with it. Use your oars. We have the ability to move around through and over boulders. We don't have to stand a boulder standing in front of us. We don't have to just stand there looking at it. We can say, okay, is there empty space over here for me to go around it? What can I do? Can I blow up the boulder? What do I need to do to get around this thing so I can continue down my path? So that's why I always tell you guys reaction. I'm sorry, response versus reaction to circumstances. So when there's a crazy storm coming in your life or happening in your life, making sure that you are responding versus reacting. Reacting is emotional, that's triggered. That's immediate, that's visceral, it's without thought. Response is, how do I solve the problem? Because a reaction is not helpful at all. The response is helpful. Okay, there's a boulder that just randomly appeared in front of me, symbolizing whatever issue I'm going through. And now, instead of reacting, crying because the boulder's in front of me, I'm going to be like, okay, this boulder's in front of me. Now I have this new obstacle. How can I still get, I was already on my journey. I know where my destination is. How can I still get there knowing that this boulder is right here? I either have to remove the boulder or I have to go around it. Two options. That's life. And that's adaptation. And again, it's the lack of seeing this that allows us to not have happy lives. That really creates a lot of negativity, because everything that you can think of that you respond to or react to rather negatively is a situation like that, where there's simply a boulder in your way, and instead of finding the solution, you react to the fact that the boulder's in your way. And then that boulder being in your way sends you down a whole entire spiral, and next thing you know, you're down a whole rabbit hole of negativity when you could have just literally moved the boulder. And as soon as you get into response mode and problem solving mode versus problem mode, that's when you start to shift your life. And then that also shows you your own power to be able to control your life and be able to do what you need to do. I'm going to read some comments. That's my issue. I always choose to blow the boulder up. Right. I'm going to blow it up. I don't know about you guys, but that boulder's gone. And if it's resistant to nuclear weapons, then I'll go around it. But outside of that, it's being blown up. We will knock that out, right? So what else is coming through right now is a very important message about your value. And by value, I don't necessarily mean worthiness. I mean your value as a being of light in this human body on this physical plane, on this planet. Understanding that your value is limitless. Your value and what you bring to the table in your life. I'm getting a lot of energy with this one. The value that you bring to the world is epic. And I say that, they're going to start making me cry. Stop it. So I say that with such reverence and with such intensity. The value that you have is epic to this world. You are not here for no reason. You are here for a reason. You are here because you have impact and it matters. So someone in here is acting like, or saying, or has a negative narrative that they don't matter, and that things don't matter, that life doesn't matter. A few of you. I need you and they need you to understand that life matters. Your life matters. Everything that you are here to do matters. You are important. In every way, in every form of that word, you are important. You have life and soul contracts. Every single person you interact with, you make an impact. And that is ordained. That is divine. So you are here in a divine presence on this earth. Like I said, there is no one above you. There is nothing above you. You are powerful. So know that and step into your power and act like it. When you walk through your life, act like you have the power that you know you have. Stop acting like somebody who's basic, okay? You guys know I like to make fun of basic people, but to like someone who's basic. And when I say basic, I'm not actually making fun of people. What I'm saying is the average everyday person doesn't know their power. That's basic. Okay? And that person acts like they everything can affect them. They have no control over anything. Nothing is important, and why, and all these other things. Worthiness comes in on that too. But understand your value as a being of light in your human body and the reality, the bigger picture of what you came here for. Stop focusing on things that don't matter. Stop focusing on things that are not actually going to improve your life. Your actions that you're taking every day need to be lending something to your impact, your influence, or your personal enjoyment. And so that impact is your purpose, but in many different ways, because we have our purpose spawns out in many different directions. And it also includes our soul contracts with people. But it's really important that you understand that. And as you are doing this fast today and these next 3 days, I want you to think more about that, about your value. And if you feel like you're not living up to your value, change it. There's no need to cry over spilt milk. What's happened has happened. But today you have a choice. Today you have a choice to choose to be happy, to live the life you were meant to live, and to start that journey, because it's not like you're going to be like, boom, I'm living this life, right? There's a journey to it. But if you don't take the first step, you never get there. For anyone in here who is doubting themselves, doubting yourself in your ability to achieve some goals that you feel are just so big and you don't know how you're going to accomplish it, have some self-trust. Have some trust and faith in yourself and your journey, because you can. There is absolutely nothing you can't achieve. Absolutely nothing you can't achieve. Everything is achievable. Everything is doable. It's just a matter of how much effort you're going to have to put in to get there, and how much time you're going to have to put in to get there, and how much do you want it? Because are you willing to put in the time and effort? That's another reality of truth that you need to ask yourself, because sometimes we go after these dreams because they sound nice. And all these people are we think we're going to impress other people because of this dream. Is it something that you really want? If it is, go for it. If it's not, then, do it on your spare time. Because the reality is, if you're dreaming a dream that's very, very big, it's going to take time and effort. And are you willing to put in that time and effort? It's not that you can't do it. It's not even a question of whether you can. It's a question of how much time and effort is it going to take to do it, and are you willing to do it? But that notwithstanding, if you have something, I'm speaking to a couple people in the room right now. If there is something that you really want to achieve, and you feel it in here, and you have a drive to do it, but you doubt yourself, you're afraid to put yourself out there, you're afraid to rise and fall. There's all these things. We have fears of success, fears of failure, fear of rising and falling, fear of visibility, all these different fears, again, rooted in a lack of self-trust. All fear is rooted in a lack of self-trust. If you trust yourself, you're trusting your journey, you're trusting your spirit, you're trusting your soul, you're trusting that you are God, that you have the ability. There is nothing above you. You are the architect of your reality. So when you understand that, then you can be more in flow, but with those oars. You can be more in flow in that boat, flowing down the river, but making sure you're steering, because you're still in control. And when I say going down the river, the flow part of that is the trust, is recognizing the reality that all is going to be well, even if, a shark comes. I mean, we're in a river, but whatever. Let's say we're in the ocean, right? So even if a shark comes and crosses your path, you just maneuver around it. You already know at the end of the day, so what? A shark came. Am I okay? Did it bite me? No, because I knew what to do. And this is how our life is. This is what self-trust is really about. If you trust yourself, then no matter what happens, you got this. You can think of many times in your life where something has come in and disrupted your reality, shifted things, disrupted your plans or whatever, and you figured it out, right? You figured it out. Maybe a big problem came and you thought you weren't going to get through it, but guess what? You did. So trust isn't about every tiny step knowing what's going to happen. That's not what trust is about. Trust is about knowing no matter what happens, I'm good. That's what trust is about. And that's what being in that steer, but also knowing that I'm not just going to be passive about life. I'm not just going to let whatever happens happen either. I'm going to be in the boat, letting the river take me where it takes me, but I'm going to be using my oars to make sure that I'm at the right moments, I'm going in the direction I want to go in. That's what having self-trust is about. So whoever in here is trying to start something but afraid to start something, I need you to start doing that now. Whatever that is. It's one or no, it's two people in here. I need you to do it. And I need you to believe in yourself and stop holding yourself back, because you're all you have. You want to be starting something? You're all you have. I mean, you have support, you have that, but at the end of the day, everything is you. If you don't do it, no one's going to get up and move for you. No one's going to come and save you and be like, here you go. You have to, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to save you, but you still see at the end of the day, you still have to save yourself, because I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but if you don't listen, what can we do? You have to take the step, because you are the architect of your reality. You are the boss of your entire world. And whatever happens in your reality is based off your choices, and really just your choices. At the end of the day, it's all a choice. And that's why I say suffering, or the cosmic collective consciousness says suffering is a choice. Because it is. We can choose to suffer or we can choose to thrive in any environment. Doesn't matter the environment. So I don't want to hear anything about, well, I come from this background, well, this happened and that happened and so on and so forth. Guess what? Everyone has something. Everyone has something. That doesn't dismiss what you've been through. Everything that you've been through is valid, and you've been through all of those things in order to become the person that you are today. So they happen for you, not to you. Know that. But it's important that you say, okay, whatever happened, I can't do anything about the past, okay? I have a choice right now in this moment to change. I have a choice right now in this moment to take the reins and take my power back. Because what happens in life from childhood to adulthood, we lose our power. A child knows that they believe they can be Superman. You can't tell a child what they can't be until you start telling a child what they can't be. And then over time, they start to not believe in themselves. And adults today don't believe in themselves. Because when you're in childhood, you're closer to your soul knowledge. As an adult, you've come farther away from that because of the society we currently live in. Drive a car, and when the detour comes, flow with it. We know and make a destination. Right, exactly, exactly. So, back to your value. You are holding the keys to everything you need. You yourself are holding the keys to everything you need. And whether you want to think of that figuratively or metaphysically, look for that key. Open the right doors within yourself, and doors will open outside of yourself. Because everything in your reality spawns from you. You are the core of everything in your world. So unlock the parts of you that have been hiding. Unlock the parts of you that don't believe in yourself and don't recognize the truth of what you really are. And let it out of the cage. As those doors open within, doors will open without. Okay. And that's everything I got. They're done now. Sometimes they like to yell at you guys, okay? So it's important that you take everything that was said today to heart and really start to implement that for change. Because I always tell you guys, knowledge without action is pointless. So how you gonna what are you going to do with this knowledge today? And right now, as we're starting this fast today, it's important that you think about these things, journal, and implement them, because you have a chance. Today's about purging, and then we're going to be bringing in the better parts of ourselves and evolution and things like that, and allowing um, a lot of downloads to happen too within the next couple of days during this fast, because this fast is very powerful. So as you know, this fast also was downloaded to me from the Cosmic Collective Consciousness. And I was just minding my business one day, and then all of a sudden, I just get this download, and it was like boom, 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 and then you have to do this, and then you have to do that, and then this is what we're gonna do. And I was like, okay. So, and it actually came over the course of like 2 weeks. It came in pieces, and when it was done, I knew it was complete. And then I was like, oh, this is cool. And then the last fast that we did, a lot of you had amazing, amazing results and amazing downloads. And it was really life changing for a lot of you. So I know that it will be the same right now. And remember, we're going to be doing this fast every equinox and solstice. And so it gives you the opportunity to reset 4 times a year along with nature. That's why it's called the Sacred Rhythm Fast. So nature resets itself constantly in order to continuously flow. And that's what we're going to do. Know that you have to reset yourself so that you don't burn out. Resets are important. This is why we sleep at night and we're not up for 3 days in a row. Anyone who's ever tried that knows that's not fun because, or even if you're up for more than 24 hours, anyone who's ever tried that, you know it's not fun. This is why we need to rest. Our bodies need resting, our vessels need resting, but so do our spirits, so do our minds, so do our emotional states. So I'm excited for this fast. I have my tea. I added some electrolytes because I'm in a very dry environment, so you gotta have the electrolytes in there. But, but yes, and that's just pretty much salt. So purge your need for egotistic or irrational control. Yes, 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 exactly. All right, everyone. So does anyone have any comments or questions to make before we head out? The floor is open if you do. All right, Ebony?
I just wanted to say that this message was on time and let me know that I am on the right path. A lot of the things that you were saying were affirmations that I have been telling myself every
Oh, good.
single morning. The I am statements, I am in control, I have abundance, all of those things. And so it just coincided so strong with this new path that I am on, this new, I don't want to say new reality, but this reality that I am in
Yes.
right now. It coincides perfectly with that. So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for that. I love it. Danielle?
Can okay, yeah. So as you know, everything that's been happening to me for the past month, although um I was talking with Iman, I don't have much structure as of right now, but I was able to release control when I came down here. And like
Mhm.
just thinking about it like makes me want to get a little bit like emotional because I was always in like a fight or flight stage. I'm always feeling like I'm spiraling out of control, trying to find solutions as if I don't have all the tools and stuff. But like the move was a really, really hard reset for me. Um,
Mhm.
Definitely on time. I'm living in abundance. I feel the
Yes.
abundance. I personally have absolutely no worries. This is just the best thing that didn't happen to me before 2026. So I'm looking forward
Yes.
to this year. Thank you for this.
Yes. You're welcome. And I'm excited for you, and you are literally in abundance. So I love it. All right. Alita?
So I probably know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So if I'm in, say, if I'm in a self-discovery, um, I guess, thing going on right now and a journey. If I am looking for ways to express my value, what are good ways and areas to start where you don't want to just experience life, and you're learning and growing, you're experiencing life day after day, you're kind of flowing with intention, but you also want to be able to architect. So how do you start to form exactly how you want to express your value. Like, I know a lot of it has to do with your own experiences and how, how do I want to actually do this? Or do I want to do this? Like you said, is this something that I really want to do? But if I kind of like almost not necessarily at ground zero, but I'm not really sure where life is taking me, are there different
Mhm.
approaches to I guess looking at things in general?
Yeah, well, part of expressing your value starts with the self-trust. It starts with understanding your value as a being of light, and your power. That value begins to show through in the fact that you can manifest your life, and the fact that you can control your reality. And so that your first step when you're in a space where you don't know what direction your life is going in, first, you have all the answers inside of you. So the first thing to do is go within and receive that guidance. If you're not able to get that guidance, then you need to clear some things out. So do some energy work, do some more meditation, some healing to break open any of those blockages that you have to receiving. Because remember, guys, you have the ability, you have all the answers inside of you. There is no answer that you do not have inside of you. All of you are psychic, whether you want to call yourselves that or not. Everyone is psychic, everyone has power, everyone knows everything. Just we usually can't access that knowledge. But the reason why we can't access that knowledge is because we're blocked and we're also not tuned within. And even when we try to tune within, we're distracted with so many things that it's hard to do so. So if you are not able, if you're not getting clear direction, then it's one of two things. You're either blocked and or not going within, or you're not meant to have direction right now. Sometimes everything is divine. So sometimes you are meant to simply trust and experience a period of your life where you don't have all the answers and you just keep moving. And as long as you stay within yourself, as long as you stay tuned into your spirit and what it's telling you to do, every step will be guided. You don't have to know the destination. When you put on your GPS, do you look, some of you do, some of you control freaks do this, but do you look at all the instructions before you go, or do you just press start and then just go? You don't know, and you just move when it tells you to move. You turn when it tells you to turn. That's trusting the GPS. Why can't you trust your life? Why can't you trust your spirit? Mic drop. Sometimes a change of environment is a start. Right. Yeah. So for you, Alita, um, you need to determine which one that is for you. And I think it's a mixture of both, actually. I think it's a mixture of both. I think overthinking gets in the way and blocks clarity for you. So you need to work on that, but also that you're being tested right now in life for growth. So remember, everything is always happening for your benefit, not to harm you or anything like that. And so you're being tested right now spiritually. And these tests happen, first of all, you subscribe to the test, okay? Because you agreed to everything, so don't blame anybody but yourself. You agreed to everything that's going on in your life. You signed those soul contracts. So you said, okay, let me go through this test right now, because at the other side, on the other side of this challenge, you are going to be so powerful and so secure in yourself, you're not even going to recognize yourself. And that's why you've been going on this journey for quite some time, and it's progressing. You're getting better. You're understanding yourself better, and that's what it's all about. Because we are here to not just recognize our divinity, we're here to remember who we are. We're here to understand who we are and learn ourselves. That's all part of the journey. Anyone else? Did I answer your question well? Okay, good. All right, anyone else? I'm here to answer any questions, or everyone good? All right. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all for showing up, and we will be having these every month. And I was trying to do it every day, the same day of every month, but it's not really realistic with my lifestyle and everything else I have going on. So what we're going to do is we are going to have this every month. This is the Channel Wisdom Circle. We are going to have it every month, but the date will change. So we'll just let you know when the next one's coming up. And I will see you guys next time. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And I will share in the divine language, Zor Kumti. See you next time. Bye.